Hello to innovators, I'm Titanium and welcome to part 2 on atoms. But before we move to today's business, I dropped a trivia question on atoms part 1 and it got answered. On TikTok was by Mr. President and on YouTube was by Miss Rita Akubo. Of course, Lucipus was the teacher of Democritus. You guys are absolutely correct, and make sure you answer more questions, and I'm going to drop a new trivia question on this atoms part 2. So let's move on to today's business. On atoms part 2, we're going to be discussing the subatomic particles. In part 1, I mentioned them. I said there are the protons, there are the neutrons, and there are the electrons. Now I'm going to be reviewing them one by one. So if this is the first video you're coming across, let us take a look at another atom again. For today, let us use carbon. Carbon is element 6, and this is the atom here. You can look at it. Inside we're having the protons and neutrons, and they're contained in what we call the nucleus. And around the shell, note another name for shell is energy levels, is where you can find your electrons. So proton was discovered by Ernest Rutherford. Ernest Rutherford. This is in here, feel free to admire. Neutrons was discovered by James Chadwick. This is him here, feel free to admire. And the last one, electrons, was actually discovered by J.J. Thomson. The meaning of the J.J. there is Joseph John, then the Thomson attached to it. So it was one that discovered electrons, but he did not call them electrons, he called them corpuscles. Yes, electron corpuscles. Why 𝐓𝐞𝐞𝐭𝐚𝐧𝐢 then called them cathode rays? Did you know that this name electron was actually given by a man known as George Johnstone Stoney? That is a very weird name, right? Okay, this is him here, feel free to admire. It was one that gave the name electrons to electrons. Normally when J.J. Thomson discovered them, he referred to them as corpuscles. So yeah, this is the electrons here around moving. Did you know that the protons and the neutron are held together by a strong nuclear force? Yes, a strong nuclear force. While the proton inside the nucleus and the electron outside around the shell is held together by an electromagnetic force. Not really electromagnetic force, a type of electromagnetic force known as electrostatic force. This is also known as Coulomb's force. Moving on, protons make up per 10. That term is known as atomic number. Atomic number is simply the amount of protons present in an atom of an element, while the sum of your protons and neutrons give you the mass number, but specifically the neutron determines your mass number. This brings me to a phenomenon known as isotopy. Isotopy is a phenomenon exhibited by atoms of the same elements, but the major difference is that they are having the same atomic number, that is number of proton, but different mass number. And what is causing this is because of the difference in neutron. For example, I was using carbon. Yes, I was using carbon atoms to demonstrate everything. So we have carbon 12 and carbon 14. These guys are actually the same in the sense that they have the same proton number, which is 6 and 6, but the difference here is their neutron number. Carbon 12 is having 6 neutrons, while carbon 14 is having 8 neutrons. There's also another one. That one seems a little bit crazy because our different elements, they're having the same neutron number. These elements are known as isotons. Yes, these are atoms of different elements having the same neutron number. So that is all we need to know about the subatomic particles, who discovered them. In case you've forgotten, I said J.J. Thomson, Joseph John Thomson discovered electrons. Protons were discovered by Ernest Rutherford, and neutrons were discovered by James Chadwick. But that was not all on atoms. Follow for part 3, where we talk about the models of an atom proposed by different scientists. So now it's time for trivia. What scientist's model was referred to as the plum pudding model? The answer should be in the comment section, and like I did before starting this video, the first person to get this is going to be acknowledged in my next video on atoms part 3. And as usual, make sure you like and subscribe, make sure you give a love reaction, and feel free to drop your comments. Thank you for watching.